Knits. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. So this is our first episode of the brand new year. It is January 3rd, 2022. This is going to be a little bit of a year in review. I'm going to talk about my starts and my finishes from last year. And I'm really excited to talk about this with you. I have got the results of the poll from today. Sorry, I'm just feeling like I'm a little disorganized for this video. But that's kind of how this whole day has been. So, year in review, the results from the poll. And I think I have my finish up here to show you. I brought up a bunch of things to just kind of show you. So let's get started. I'm going to do socks. Now, there is a few little stories to tell you. I had said that I wanted to try doing a year's worth of socks. So a year's worth of socks to me is one pair per month. So 12 pairs of socks for the whole year. I attempted this last year and I keep saying I failed miserably because I got to March, I started those pink socks. They were toe-up socks using Leo and Roxy Love Bug, this really pretty pale pink with pink flecks, and that just like kind of killed my sock knitting mojo right there. But I have good news to report on my sock knitting, so I'm pretty excited about that. So this year, yes, all about socks. Well, at least this first 3 days of January, I am all about socks. So I've got some numbers here to chat to you about. So I'm going to stick those right where I can easily get a hold of them. This week's project, the first cast on of 2022, I thought has to be socks because I'm all about socks. So, I mean, if I don't cast on a pair of socks right out of the gate, I am already kind of dwindling my chances of getting them finished this month. Do you guys remember the sock bag? So my podcasting partner over on the Fiber Friends podcast, Cheryl from My Needle Crafts, gifted me this really super cute sock bag. Oh, I have fuzz in it. What is that from? For Christmas this year. Hi to everybody who's popping in the chat here. So as soon as I saw this bag, I thought, look at all those socks. What do you think? I mean, my first thought was obviously I was going to have to knit, 12 of these pairs of socks, right? And I know, so the sock bag just kind of just goes all in with this sock theme for this year. I am just, kind of holding on to the sock theme. This was also what I purchased for myself for a Christmas gift. I know this book has been out for a bit. We'll get back to the sock bag in a second. This book has been out for quite a while now. I mean, it's been over a year, and it's in paperback now, which I did not know. But anyways, 52 weeks of socks. This is going to be like my coffee table book. I'm going to keep this out. I am not going to put this away because out of sight, out of mind. I want this to I want to wake up every morning and look at this and be like, yes, I am a sock knitter. I am a sock finisher. I'm going to get 12 pairs done this year. Like, I want to keep that vibe, that momentum going. So this is going to sit out everywhere I go. I don't know. It's going to follow me. I'm going to take it everywhere with me. And there are some really pretty, what is that? Okay, I don't want to show you the patterns, but like, look at that. Looks like a really cool textured. Oh, hey, oh, Barb, you think they all look hard to you? See, and you know what? And when I first glanced through this book, I was actually surprised at how easy they kind of looked. I don't know why I was thinking they would be, well, easy. And then I flipped through this one it's got about 6 pages of charts. So, but some of them look just so fun. So fun. So this is part of my sock knitting vibe here. I'm gonna channel this. Okay, so back to this. I was looking at this. I spent a lot of time looking at this, trying to decide which socks I was going to do and which ones might be the easiest to start the month off with. So, I mean, as much as I have all of this sock knitting energy, I am also not being fooled by the fact that I do not want to stop. Too complicated, and I don't want to, you know, set the bar too high and then fail right in the first month. So what I'm thinking of are these. Oh, Natalie, have the Christmas socks. Okay. Okay, they're not finished. What else can I say about that? They're not finished yet, and I don't know if they will be for Thursday. Jocelyn and I are podcasting again Thursday night with our December progress. So that'll be Thursday night. Anyways, these blue socks, I think these ones here, I am going to knit this pair here. I don't know. I think like these ones, all these really super colorful ones, look really amazing. And look at these. Oh, is Jocelyn here? Look at that. Now, I am not thinking about, well, I am kind of thinking about knitting these, but I don't know. I think those would be really fun, right? And super crazy because that's like one pair of socks, that's 2 pairs. This is like what, 4 pairs of socks all in one garment. But anyways, we're going to focus on these ones. So this is what I think, no, this is what I am going to knit. At least start this week. I'm not going to say I'm going to get these finished at all, but that's what I'm going to play around with. So I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 colors of yarn that I'm going to use for that. And I had pulled these 3 out. So what do you think? I don't know if I want, I think I will try to use the variegated or kind of the speckled in here. So hey everybody, how are you guys? So these 2 are Loving Path. There's the yellow called Stardust. This is called Spruce Lee. They both have, does this one? Yes, this one's got a little bit of sparkle in it too. I don't know, is it showing up at all? I mean, we all need a little sparkle in our lives, especially these days. My goodness. And then there's this one here. This is a Leading Man Fiber Arts. This colorway is Winter Wonderland. How appropriate. So I got this back in 2019, before the world came to a halt. Is when I picked this up. So I thought, well, this has been in my stash, the due length, right? Now I think it is time now to pull it out and use it. So there's 3 colors. And then I was thinking about adding in this green. This is a Fable. Oh, so I should look at these. I'm assuming these are all, what are they? I may have to rethink this, you guys. I always forget about this. Typically, I have found, now I don't know if this is the same with all dyers, but anything that has got the stellina in it typically does not have nylon. I noticed that when I went to buy a skein of yarn from Songbird Fibers, and it didn't have nylon in it, and I wanted it for socks, so I put them back. So this is 84% superwash merino, 16% gold stellina. I don't know. I think these are going to have to go back. Maybe these need to be a shawl. Oh, darn. Well, good job of reading the labels before we cast on. Okay, but I pulled out a bunch of colors out of my stash. So there's another blue. So I could switch out Spruce Lee and I could go with this. And what is this? Nova Plus sock? Has anybody used that? I'm not, I think I remember where I got this. It's a 75-25, so it would be great for, oh, okay, so will that, so the stellina will take place of the nylon? Because it's an artificial fiber. Tanya is saying that. Okay. Are we all in agreement with that? Okay, so I'm going to hold on. I'm going to start paying a little closer attention to the comments. So, yes, so the question was, Katie, thank you for reminding me. I'm getting so excited about the yarn. Okay, backtrack here. So, chime in, you guys. Will the stellina take the place of the nylon? Okay, I'm going to think about, I'm going to, Tanya, I really want that to be the case. So I'm going to be hopeful, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to pull these back out. And, oh, okay. Sally's saying you have sock yarn with stellina and nylon in it. Oh, okay. But maybe that's why I can add nylon. You're right. I could. Should I? This is something I've never really debated, but because I typically don't buy sparkly yarn. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little research. Anyways, for right now, we'll say it will be good. Or you're right. I could just go get a little spool of nylon and hold it in there. Okay, we're back on track. A contrast heel and toe with sock yarn. Okay, look. See, there's another grid. Okay, well, which is really what I was thinking. I was thinking the pink or the green would be the heel anyways. The pink is an opal. So back to the poll. The poll was, these socks, should I do them cuff down or toe up? It was practically a runaway vote this time. It was hands down cuff down. Cuff down. Where are all the toe up sock knitters today, you guys? There is toe up did not get a whole lot of votes. Now somebody, Melanie, I think it was, in the Facebook group, she said, do one each way, which I thought might be a really fun challenge. So the first one will be started cuff down, and we'll see how adventurous I am, or how much brain power I want to use to knit backwards and go back up. But maybe the second one will be toe up, just for fun, right? So Joanne, you said your Christmas socks were sparkly. They had 75 wool, 23 nylon, and 2 polyamide. All right, maybe I'll have to do, well, if I'm doing these cuff down, I'm not getting to the foot anytime soon anyway. So I think I will carry on. And like you guys said, there's all good options, because I could definitely make sure I put these in here. These definitely have nylon, so I can do the heels and toes. This is an opal. It's a 75-25. This poor ball has been in my stash for a while. It is showing the wear and tear of being moved around on the shelves. It is time to knit it. So these are the ones. So stay tuned. I am going to probably cast on yet tonight while we're chatting. I pulled out a 2.25 millimeter needle. These are a Chowgu 40-inch needle, 40-inch or maybe even a little bit longer. This is pretty long, but yeah, so I can cast on. And I'm going to pick one of these 2 colors. No, Natalie, no Croy for this one, because I didn't have enough solid colors in Croy to put together for the whole sock pattern. And Croy is a little bit thicker, so I opted not to mix and match with thinner, like I want to say normal weight sock yarn. So I didn't. I looked at my Croy though. Maybe the next pair, maybe they'll be done out of some Croy. I don't know. I may mix them at some point. That's right. Saving my Croy for a rainy day. I know. Why? I don't want to knit it. I don't want to knit it. I just like looking at it. So anyways, pink or green? Which color, since we're all chatting here, what color should I cast on with? Pink or green? So I will cast on in a few minutes. I have got some exciting knitting news, you guys. Let me see. Okay, my papers. Keep track of where those went. Ah, green, green, green. Oh my gosh, 3 greens, a pink, a green. Oh, green. Okay. Okay, if anybody wants pink, you better start typing because that's looking like green is the winner. As yep, 2 more for green. Okay, so pink's got 2 votes. Green, the pink killed. You're right, Amber. I thought about that, but you know what? This is such a nice, pretty, happy pink. The other pink was pretty pale with just a little flecks, and this pink makes me happy, so I think I'll be good. Oh, oh, hey, Christine is saying pink. Okay, I think green is still in the lead. Let me have a little sip, and then we're going to talk about my knitting year in review. It was pale in comparison. That's funny. Okay. That's right. So both and do a DK weight. Ooh, okay, I don't need any more options. I get too many things to pick from, and then then I get too overwhelmed. So I was just reading Sherry's comment about, she said green, just save the pink for little pops of color throughout the pattern. Maybe a good choice. Maybe a good choice. Oh, stripe. Oh, stripe the green and the pink. Which really, so if we look at these socks, I'm kind of thinking they are striped, really, aren't they? Okay, so maybe I'll start with the green and then I'll pink, a green and a pink stripe. And then, anyways, oh, Natalie's saying orange. Okay, green. I'm going to cast on with green. I'll do the first stripe with green. Year in review. You guys, are you sitting down? Because I think you are going to be shocked. Oh, Christine's asked me what knitting books did I get. Did you see I held up this one? I actually got 3 books. The other 2 I'll show you next week. So 52 weeks of socks. This is one that I bought for myself. I bought it back in August, end of August, and I did not open it until Christmas. It was very good. I saved it so I could have it to enjoy between Christmas and New Year's, which was a really nice treat. Okay, my year in review. I have to say, I almost did not do this because I had this feeling that I didn't get that much done this year. And which I don't know why. Well, I think I do know why. I think because I always focus more of my thoughts on what I have not got done and not really focus on too much on what I finish. You know, I'll show a finish and, you know, I'll show it for 2 seconds, pop it on my head or put it on as a cowl or whatever. And then it gets put away, never to be seen or thought of again. And it's all the unfinished ones that I keep thinking about. It's like, oh, I haven't finished that. I haven't finished that. I haven't finished that. So all these unfinished, all these whips is what I'm always thinking about. So I really thought I'm not going to go through and look at my knitting this year because I just want to not look back. I just want to focus on this year. I want to focus on being more of a finisher, getting more finishes done. Well, you guys, I am so glad. I went back and I scrolled through Instagram. So I'm thinking all of my projects got posted on there one way or another. Hi, Cheryl. we were just oohing on over your bag. Anyways, so look at this. Does anybody want to guess? Well, I'll just yatter on for a few minutes, and anybody want to guess how many projects I actually started this year? It was interesting. I actually counted them all up. I had a conversation with my niece last night. She is a huge reader, and she said that she met her reading goal from last year and she was upping. She read 50 books last year and she was upping it to, I think, 60. And I was like, 60? How can how can you read that many? That's more than one a week. I'm like, that was just, and she's like, oh, well, she said, yeah, she said, everybody always, ups their goal and whatever. So I was thinking about that and I thought, I, um, I so I'm just looking at the comments and I thought, okay, I need to do that with my new starts. I thought maybe this year I will have to try a few more new starts than I did last year. That might sound a little bit crazy. Okay, so I was looking here at you guys. So some of the numbers here were, oh, Amber says bring back the ball band box. Actually, I did start it last night. I did start the ball band box last night. Let's see here. So if some people had said, let me go back. So EJ said 56, Natalie 124, Sabrina. Oh, you knit your first pair of socks and ready to do it again. Yay. Barb said 75, Lisa 89, Sherry said 67, Sally 78. So I actually, oh, okay, Katie says you probably started 100 and finished 75. Diane said 75. Okay, so Sherry, whoa, Sherry, you got it right on. I started 67 projects this year. That seems, that shocked me. Yeah, I know. Daisy, did you guys hear? Yes, I did feed her before we started tonight. Because I rushed home from work tonight and she's like right at the door. And I'm like, okay, we'll feed you right off the bat. Priorities. You got to look after your animals first, right? So 67 starts. 67. That's, that number kind of surprised me. You know, the number that also really surprised me was the number of finishes I had. And Sherry, if I had a prize for you, you would be the winner. Where was Sherry? Sherry, you were almost exactly right with both of your counts. Where did you go? There you are. So Sherry guessed 67 projects started, which was right on. And she said 43 finishes. I had 45 finishes. When I counted this all up, I was shocked. I'm like, how did I think I had a bad, well, not a bad, but a unproductive knitting here? I had 45 finishes, you guys. It just blows my mind. And the number that surprised me the most, that's right, maybe Sherry was keeping track. She maybe did. Maybe she scrolled through my Instagram too. The number of socks that I finished this year, because I had thought, right, I thought, oh, I really fell down on my sock knitting. I wanted to get 12 pairs done. I didn't. And, you know, if you had asked me, I would have thought, oh, I don't know, I got 2 or 3 pairs done. It just, well, you know what? I actually think I missed some of my, I'm wondering now if I did not count some of my dishcloths. So I might have had a few more finishes because, yes, you know what? I didn't count those. All of my scrubby dishcloths that Cheryl and I did, that was this year, wasn't it? That was the Fiber Friends podcast when we were like obsessing about the scrubby sparkly. I did not count any of those because I didn't have pictures of them on my Instagram for some reason. Anyways, so maybe I had more like 50 finishes. Sherry, 7 pairs of socks. You were close again. I had 6 pairs of socks. 6, because that was going to be my goal, my reduced goal for my sock knitting this year. I thought, well, I didn't get 12, so I thought, okay, maybe this year I should try for 6. But I can't use that as my goal because I did it last year. I met that goal. I had 6 pairs. So if you remember, I did my Hollyberry. So those are my Christmas socks from last year. I finished in January. So that was the first finished pair. They were a Croy. This one. I call them my London Night socks because, so if anybody's here, so Amber, you will probably see this looks very much like our local hockey team, their colors. I was actually wearing them yesterday. And my 70s, they were Croy, and they were the little shorty ones. And I was wearing those this summer. My orange ones, my orange Bernat socks yarn that Amber had gifted to me for my birthday. I finished that pair. I had another green variegated, very similar to this. It was, again, a Patton's Croy. Maybe I don't have any more of it in my stash. But it was the pair that I did for the Fiber Friends Challenge over Easter weekend in April. That was a pair. And then, of course, I had my last finish was my orange, my Songbird Fibers Cock of the Rock colorway. That was 6 pairs, you guys. I need to embrace my finishes way more than I have. I had 6. So this is my whole total breakdown. I did 7 cowls, 6 pairs of socks, 1 scarf, 8 hats, 2 sweaters, 1 pair of mitts, 5 pot holders, 3 toys, 2 shawls, 1 blanket. Told you just 1 ad and a partridge in a pear tree there. And then ornaments. I did 5 trees, 3 stars, and I did my 1 tinsel ball, which I have to say I am in love with. That tinsel ball, like, I'm going to look for more of that yarn, whether I can order it online or next year when it comes around the holiday time. I am like buying it all if I can find it, and I'm going to knit more of them. Definitely. Last week I showed you the knitted ball versus the pom-pom ball. The pom-pom balls shed. I'm like, ugh, they are so much quicker to knit than the balls, but they do constantly, every time you like jiggle them a little bit, there's like a little, they rain glitter. Which, you know, if you want to embrace your glitter love, then this is for you. I'm now starting to think, after I have had them for a little while, that I'm thinking, oh, maybe it would be worth the extra time to actually knit them instead of make pom-poms. We'll see. Maybe I'll knit some more next year. So yes, I did count Magic the Cat in there, and the Guardian of Good Energy, that little elf that both Cheryl and I made, and the bunny. Oh, I forgot Beans the cat. The little one, the actual normal size one. Okay, so I had more. Ooh. Okay, so that puts me up to 46 finishes. Plus, what did I do? All of these guys. Let me see if I can grab these, because I forgot these weren't in my Instagram either. Oh, just happen to have these. Now, I think I think we did all of these this summer. This one is, no, there's some cotton in there. So that's sparkly scrubby. And then there's these little ones, the sparkle scrubby. And these more little ones. And that was a dishcloth. Oh my gosh, I don't think, did I do all of these this past year? If I did, I maybe will have to go back through the fiber. I think we did. Have to add this. I will have to amend my total, adding the little beans, the cat, and some more dishcloths. So I am over 50 finishes, you guys. But I didn't count these in my starts either, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it this way. Part of my New Year's resolution, I did do them this year, Amber. I'm sure I did, right? Wow. Okay, well, maybe I'll adjust my totals a little bit. Part of my New Year's resolution, if you can call it that, is to be better about my new starts. And I did. Everybody's saying I did. Okay, so I will add those in. I will fix up my totals. I was hoping to show you guys my whiteboard tonight. If you watch Cheryl and I live on Friday morning for the Fiber Friends podcast, was it there or was it, no, it wasn't with Cheryl and I. Was it? I don't know. Friday Night Live in the Fiber Friends Friday Night Knit in Facebook group. I showed you guys my whiteboard and my big yearly planner. I had, exactly, where is the giant calendar? Well, I had grand plans for today. I was going to sleep in. I was going to organize the yarn room a little bit more. And I was going to get my whiteboard calendar all set up for today. Then, with very little notice, I had to go into work. So my whole day's plans flew out the window and did not happen. So I don't have my whiteboard all ready to go. And anyways, it just didn't happen. So next week, there's always next week. Oh, it was on the Zoom call with Cheryl. Oh my gosh, we did so many lives this past week. I was hard to keep track. Thanks, Sam. So the Zoom call. So that was the podcast Friday morning. Okay. Anyways, I knew I showed it to a bunch of you guys because we were all laughing about how I was like trying everything under the sun to be organized. I got a new whiteboard. I got new fancy colored whiteboard markers. I've got Post-it notes. I have this big year-to-date calendar because I'm all about trying to be organized. So I will get that together tonight, and I will have it for you for next week because I am going to keep a running total of my starts and my finishes, and yeah, I'm going to be very organized this year as I knit 12 pairs of socks, because if I did 6, I saw somebody scroll through and somebody said, well, maybe I should do 10. And maybe you are right. Or I could just live wild and dangerously and say, let's go for 12 again. Yeah, and what's the worst? If I get 10 done, I'll still call it a win. Anyways, I am very happy with what I got done. And I'm thinking, so, okay, so let's, the whole stats here, well, I had wrote down 67 starts, 45 finishes. So I guess we're going to bump that up by a little bit by adding in the dishcloths. It still left me with 22 unfinished projects, which I don't know what I think about that number. It's maybe not quite as high as I had thought. I did see a little bit of a trend with my unfinishingness. Can I make that a word? A lot of them were shawls, which I suppose makes sense because they are a bigger project. I mean, my cowls, socks, hats, Man, my socks were in the top 3 of my finishes. That just makes me proud. I know, Diane. Yeah, I know. I think Diane's warning me here. Diane's saying 12, that's 1 pair a month. Um, yeah, I know. I know. I can, oh, yes. So, okay, so backtrack to the whiteboard. My whole purpose in having a whiteboard that was portable is so I can have it right here, right front and center. And when I show you a finish, I am going to like check it off on my little post-it note on my whiteboard. I'm going to put post-it boards all over the whiteboard as opposed to just writing on it with a marker, I think. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, we're going to keep track and kind of a running tally. So by the end of January, we're going to have, 4 starts, 4 or 5, depending on how many Mondays there are in January. So say 4 starts. And by the end of January, I want to say, I have 2 out of 4 finished or 3 out of 4 finished. And hopefully if I see that number, I can keep it relatively close. But I have to say 45 out of 67, I'm pretty happy with that. I should have figured out what is that percentage wise. Is that a good number or is it not? I don't know. Anyways, let me show you. I pulled out a bit of an avalanche. This was my first finish from last year. Do you guys remember this one? If you've been watching for the last year, you would have seen me do this one. This cowl is the dip stitch. And this is leftover yarn. This was one of those Karen anniversary cakes, I think. This was leftover from a sweater, I do believe. Was it? I'm second guessing myself. I think so. Anyways, this stitch was a really fun stitch to do. It was great. It was fun. So this was project 1. I finished every project in January and February last year, which puts the pressure on for this year, especially when I'm starting off with socks. But in January, I started 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 projects: a cowl, a cowl, a cowl, and another cowl. I did 4 cowls, and I finished my socks. And and I did a hat. I had a lot of starts in January last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7. I was very eager right out of the gate there, apparently. But I finished them all. And February's were all finished. And then the first week of March, I finished a pair of mitts. And then my Leo and Roxy hat, I finished that. That was in March as well. And then we got to those pink socks. Everything started to unravel after that. I know, and I really think there was something to that, right? That mental thought process of not liking the yarn. It just literally stopped everything in its tracks. Let's see here. You think there was more like 8 hats? Use black marker instead of post-it notes. Then you might lose the post-it notes. Okay. See, and I was more worried about the white or the erasable marker, like accidentally leaning up against it, because I've done that before when I've been teaching. I've had my whiteboard, I've wrote my notes all in it, and I put it, try to protect it and take it to Little Red Mitten or Knit Stitch or wherever I'm headed to, and I get there and half of it's rubbed off. So it didn't save me any time. So I just pulled out some of these finishes that I had up here on one of the shelves. I love this pattern. This is a pot holder. I guess I should put it down in my kitchen, but man, I think this will make an amazing sweater or a cowl or in anything pretty much. What else did I do? Oh, it's not quite the same pattern, but very similar. Oops, I don't have my ends woven. We're not going to worry about that. But there's a cowl. Man, I should be wearing this right now. I'm going to keep this out. We have snow on the ground. I'm gonna weave these ends in. I'm going to wear this tomorrow. I could wear that. Oh my gosh, I could wear this too. Finished a hat. There's my Leo and Roxy hat. Love this yarn. This is the basics yarn. I'm going to knit a lot more with that this year. Going to add a lot more of that to my stash. That was one of those Pantone, Karen Pantone, those braids with all the little like 20-gram minis. There's this one. This was a Thick and Quick Lion brand, and it was Jam Cookie. I just loved the name of it. Lovely yokes for a sweater. You are absolutely right, Amber. You are right. It would be. I just love that. I'm going to have to do something with that. Oh, okay. Joanne says, use the erasable markers to use what? Erase, not to. Oh. To use water for. I didn't even know those existed, Joanne. So I'm going to have to go back to Staples. Michael's going to wonder, the employees at Michael's are going to wonder where I am because I've been going to Staples to get office supplies. This was, good job. I don't count weaving in ends, whether a project is finished or not. Remember this yarn? I got this at the farmer's market at our family cottage weekend. We were able to all get together at the cottage. Wow, that was such a fun weekend. And I got those 2 skeins of yarn at the farmer's market. This was the one that was hand spun, and it was very, well, as you can tell, there was like fluffy bits and skinny bits and all kinds of fun yarn in here. That was a good project too. That was a cottage one. I like that. I like all the memories that are attached with the yarns. So now, keeping in the whole finishing spirit of things, last week's new start, you guys, was this hat, which is finished. Ends are all wove in. This was a really fun knit. And it was really fun because I started it about 3 different times. This is not the actual stitch pattern that I had intended to use last week. I had this idea in my head. I wanted to do something ribbed. I started the pattern that I was thinking of, and it didn't show up all that well. So I pulled it out. Went to one of my Stitch Dictionary books and found this pattern, but I really kind of modified it because I switched it to in the round. And in the round, this pattern shows up way much nicer. A whole lot better than when I knit it flat. And I love this. This is where, again, I wish we had, you could feel it and touch it. Like, can you see there's nice texture. It gives you a really nice deep ribbed look to this. So I started this, again, I did just regular ribbing. I did 1x1 ribbing, and then I did this rib pattern. It's a 2x1 rib. And one of those times where you listen to your gut and you think, no, it'll be okay. And you keep going, right? I had done 1x1 ribbing, and then I switched to the pattern. So there was a definite line here where the ribbing stopped. And I thought, that's okay, because it's supposed to. It's ribbing, it's pattern. I did a little more of the pattern, and I looked at it, and I'm like, no. This just looks like I messed up the pattern. It looked like I did ribbing, and then you could tell it looked like there was 1 row of knitting in here, and then I carried on with the pattern, and it just looked similar enough, the ribbing and the pattern, that it just looked like I'd forgot to rib for a row. And I thought, no, can't have that. So I pulled it all out and I started again. So, Anyways, so I did the alternating cable cast on. So I cast on a knit, a purl, a knit, a purl, a knit, a purl. And I didn't even worry about that I was doing two purls and a knit. I just alternated a knit, purl, and I think it looks fine. And it has some stretch, but it has some, it's snug at the same time. And can you see, I think about here. No, right here. It doesn't show up quite as well on the screen, but right about here, I did about 2.5 inches on a 4mm needle. And then I switched to a 4.5 for the rest. And now I like it. I mean, I like it. I liked it all the time. I was having fun. Oh, this is the first time I've actually seen myself wearing it. I like it. I like it. So this was knit with the Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. This was yarn I had picked up at Michael's in the fall because I was picking up some different fall colorways, and I liked this green tweed. It's camo tweed. I don't know. The jury is still out on this yarn. I was looking for a good acrylic yarn because I think I have finally come to the realization that I need to stop knitting with wool for my family because they do not like it. And it does not seem to matter how much I wish and hope that they are going to like wool. They do not. They are not getting this vibe I am sending out into the universe about all the wonderful qualities of wool. You know, it's natural. It's, I don't know if it's organic is quite the word, but it's natural, right? It's not man-made. It's not plastic. It is, you know, fire resistant. It is like more environmentally friendly, right? Like it will break down. It's more, it's not just plastic stuff, right? Anyway, so they're not getting that. All they know is that wool is itchy, acrylic is not. So I thought I need to come across a good alternative to knit my family hats and mitts. So the real telltale sign, which really was the kind of the final straw that I thought, okay, I can't do wool anymore. We were out and about Christmas Eve. I think it was Christmas Eve. Yes, it was Christmas Eve. We were out doing a walk around the neighborhood looking at Christmas lights. Alpaca, Natalie says. Okay. Maybe, yes, okay. I think I'm going to have to, maybe. And of course, my son, who I had told, you know, at least 3 times, this man, he's not a child. He is a 29-year-old man who I had said to him, but I mean, you know, Eric is Eric. I mean, he needs a little more support in things. And I had said to him about 3 different times, make sure you pack hat, you know, hat, mitts, boots, because we're going to go out walking and looking for lights. He comes to my house. Does he have a hat? No. So I, of course, give him one of my hats, and it was a Patton's Classic Wool. It was brioche. It was a lovely hat. He had it on his head for 2 minutes tops, and then he was holding it. So I kind of made a joke and I said, is that hat keeping your hand warm? And he said to me, no, it's itchy. It's making my hand itchy. I was like, it's making your hand itchy? I said, is that why you're not wearing it? And so then I thought, that was my light bulb moment. I thought, okay, I've got to find an alternative, something that people will like to wear. My brother, he was wearing, and I have to ask him if the Lion brand, the Thick and Quick hat. Let me grab it again. This one here. I knit my whole family hats like this for Christmas a couple of Christmases ago, maybe 3 now. And my brother, I'm sure I told you guys this, but I'll tell it again because it's a lovely story and it makes me happy because it proves that he actually likes my knitting. I saw him back before Christmas. I was out Christmas shopping. He popped into my sister-in-law's pottery store to pick up one of the kids. He didn't know I was going to be there. He walked in and he was wearing his hat. And he has told me many times that this is his favorite hat of all the hats I've ever knit him. And this is just has a little bit of wool. I forget what the percentage is. Is it like a 75-25 or an 80-20 or something like that? It has a little bit of wool in it. So now I need to find out, is this his favorite hat because it's warm, or is it because it is not as itchy as some of the other hats I've made him? Anyways, so yes, so I'm on, that whole big story was all to say, I am on the lookout for a nice acrylic. I know there's, I think Barocco Vintage is an acrylic. So that, and I'm pretty sure that's nice. This was the Impeccable. Yeah, I don't know. I know Jocelyn, you had said that you really liked this and you'd knit some sweaters out of it. This is definitely nicer than the Red Heart Super Saver. That stuff is just a little, it has that squeaky kind of feel to it when you knit. This had it a little bit, but it feels nicer on. So I'm giving this higher marks than the Red Heart Super Saver, but I would still like to find something a little different than the Impeccable to try. But I have another bottle of this, and I will try it as well into something. I don't know if it was the stitch pattern, because what this pattern was, it is a perfect hat for a beginner knitter because it is purl stitches and it is knit front and back and knit twos together to give you this texture. So it is a really fun pattern. It takes a little bit longer, obviously, than just straight knitting or straight garter stitch, because it is, every row has pattern and you do have to pay a little bit of attention, but it is just enough. It's an easy little bit that you can read your stitches, you know where you are. So it is a fun pattern. I will definitely make this hat again, and I really quite like how it fits. Yeah, I like this. So I am starting off the year with a finish. This was my, so this, I think this goes both ways because it was cast on in December and it was finished. So I'm figuring I'm ending the year. This was my last project I finished, and I'm starting the year with a finish. So it is just a finish all the way around, which makes me very happy, and it just fills that need for me to be a finisher this year. Oh, okay. Jen is giving me a good tip. She says you have to wash Impeccable in the washer and then in the dryer. Then it will be so much softer. Okay. I'm thinking, whoo, I want to all of a sudden do a load of laundry tonight. Not because, I maybe don't have anything clean to wear to work tomorrow, because, that's not a high priority. I mean, it should be, but no, I'm kind of kidding. I'm not quite down to the last. But all of a sudden, I'm thinking, okay, I will do laundry so I can throw the hat in. All about priorities here, right? Oh my gosh, that's one way to get laundry done, is if I have knitwear to throw in there. So, okay, so I see Katie said cotton, and I think it was Natalie suggested alpaca as good options. So I think I'm just going to have to just do a few different things, have people, maybe I'll get Eric. He can be my guinea pig. I'll get him to wear something and tell me if it passes with him, then maybe it'll be a go. Oh, Knit Picks has a nice acrylic, so does Hobby. Okay. See, that's good. I think I just have to do, oh, Voco Vintage. It is a wool blend. Darn, I was worried about that. But barely any wool. Very soft, lovely to knit with. Okay, so Vintage might be, because there's still part of me that says I would like to sneak a little bit of wool in there. And maybe if I just get them, a little bit of wool blend in there, and then I can gradually build up their tolerance. And before I know it, they'll be wearing Lopi. Yeah, not like, but, but maybe that's it. Okay, so I wash this. Okay, thanks, Jen. That's good to know. Oh, Jocelyn's chiming in here. So she says she does knit with Impep. It softens as you wash and dry it. Bernat Premium, is even softer. Acrylic wise. The Barocco Vintage is a lovely yarn. Oh, you think your Mallow cardigan's made out of that yarn? I did my Maisie cardigan out of Vintage because I was thinking about it was going to be for my daughter. And then in the end, I gave it to her. She looked at it. She's like, yeah, okay. And so I just took it back. Wonder Fluff? I don't think I've heard of that, Natalie. I think she means Barocco. I think that was an autocorrect. Bedroom vintage. That could be a whole other kind of yarn, couldn't it? Okay. Oh, Sherry says, you really do like to see knitters use a variety of yarns. Makes it accessible for every range of budgets. Well, that's right. And I like to think that I buy the whole range of yarn, you know, and I figure it balances out, you know, when you buy a sweater quantity of some really pretty hand-dyed yarn, and then, you know, we buy something more affordable, it kind of evens it out a little bit, right? Um, yes. Oh, Sally's saying you made a Tunisian crocheted blanket with red heart and it's very soft after washing. Okay, see, and I didn't get as far as the washing part. I started my candy cane scarf last year and I was like, I didn't like knitting with it. Okay, so maybe I need to back up because I don't ever like saying anything bad about a yarn because there's always a place for it, right? Like if you do need something that is economical, Red Heart fits the bill for that. And I mean, they have so many colors. So yeah, I don't want to ever say you're not to use something. So maybe I should go back and revisit Red Heart and knit something and wash it. That would be a good test. Oh, yes, Sam is saying your dishcloth count you finished last. Yes, so Sam, you might as well tell us. Yeah, what was your final count? Anyway, so this year, you know, looking back. Oh, Wonder Fluff is alpaca. Oh, okay. I will have to Google that one. So, anyways, you know, looking back on this year, I am calling it a success. And to think that I didn't think it was. How silly of me. Anyways, yeah, I am thinking it was. It was. I got lots done. This year I would like to go back to doing a few more sweaters. I got 2 done last year, which was a good accomplishment. The one was the 2-week sweater with Jocelyn, which we are doing again in February if anybody wants to join us. And the Fiber Friends, the whole month of February is going to be a sweater knitting challenge, which is going to be lots of fun. I have some yarn lined up for that. I've been eyeing up at Michael's. So I will have to maybe start thinking about purchasing some of that. Anyways, what did you guys all get for Christmas? Because we had this is the first New Start Monday of the year. I think we had a New Start after Christmas, but if there's anybody here that wasn't here last week, what did everybody get? Did you guys get some new books? Did you get some new yarn? Did anybody do a New Year's Day, New Year's Eve cast on? I know a lot of people did. So a lot of fun projects being started on Instagram. Oh, I could maybe cast on. We were green. Green was the color, wasn't it? Let's officially cast on. Let's chat for another 10 minutes or so. If anybody else has some things here. So let's see here. Amber, you finished your second Winter Fairy shawl. Oh my gosh. Winter Fairy. I just like the name of that. And I know, Amber, you cast on another pair of socks, didn't you? Yeah, so Susanna, you guys are still getting really cold weather, are you? Let me see. Now, I have never knit with this Fable yarn. I ordered this because of our friend Rita. Rita loves to knit with this yarn, and she talks about this yarn for socks all the time. And I ordered this online. And I ordered it. Oh my goodness, this is not looking good. I don't know where the end is here. This isn't. Anyways, what do I have going on here? Yikes. I ordered this. I ordered red, white, and green. I don't know how many I have. Four, looks like 4 balls of each color. And I ordered them a couple of years ago for Christmas ornaments that did not get made. So this year, this is, I'm just going to use this. And we're going to put this into the sock. I really like this color. It doesn't, it's just a color 1112. But again, it looks like an apple green, which I think is really lots of fun. I like the shade of green. So I think these socks are going to be, I know Yarn Barf is exactly what I ended up with. I think these socks are going to be a lot of fun. And especially now that winter's kind of made an appearance. There's snow on the ground. Okay. This did not work out well, you guys. I've got 2 ends here, but like no end. Okay. It's a mystery. I'm going to end up with this all tangled. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to backtrack here and find an end. I thought this was the outside end. Okay. Uh-oh. I may... Is it cheating if I grab another ball of yarn? I don't think it's cheating if I grab another ball of yarn, is it? Because I can see it right up here. So this one, I will deal with that another day. Hold on. We're going to start again. Okay. Take 2 with ball number 2. We'll see if I have some better luck here. All right. Take out the end. New Year's Eve cast on. Oh, your lotus flower beanie. Sally, I saw you post pictures of that. That looks really fun. So maybe now would be a good time to talk. Did I say that? I'm not sure if I mentioned this already. The Fiber Friends podcast. Our January challenge is a hat. I did open up a thread and Ravelry in the Fiber Friends group. So any speedy people, I know Asa's posted a picture already that she had started a child's hat and had finished it. So the thread is open if you want to start posting your finishes in Ravelry, because that's where the prizes are drawn. And, oh, well, anyways, only one end in here. Gonna have better luck with this. So you can start posting, and in the Fiber Friends Facebook group, you can start posting links to hat patterns. You can post your yarn. You can post your in progress pictures. Like Sally's lotus hat. That's fun to be able to see. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back here into the right, Tanya. I'm like, I know, I don't know. It's like the yarn elves come out and mess everything all up. I will deal with that another day when I don't have a sock knitting deadline to try to hold up to here now. Because now I know I don't want to put pressure on myself, but just knowing last year that I got all my projects finished. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that happens. I can't let that slide, right? And January, maybe, oh well. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm committed now. I was just thinking, I thought, maybe I should be a little more careful and just make cowls always be my January project. But that's okay. I'm feeling socks. I am feeling it. I am super excited. And I think it'll be fun. So anybody who is just joining in here or towards the end. Oh my goodness, we're just over an hour. We'll have to wrap up here shortly. So this was the bag that was my inspiration when Cheryl gave this to me at Christmas time. I was thinking about what socks to do. So we're starting with this pair. So, and it's cuffed down. That's what pretty much everybody voted for. So thank you so much to everybody who voted, because it does always make Mondays lots of fun. See what the vote is. And this one, like I said earlier, hands down, cuff down, was the winner. So this is this. At some point tonight, I will get these cast on when I can find the end of my yarn. So I don't know. I think maybe this is a sign that we need. Okay, let's see here. Did Sam tell us her dishcloths? Because you guys all know Sam is like this amazing dishcloth knitter. Sam, did you tell us a number here? Did I miss it? Type it in again real quick, whatever you think I missed, because we're going to wrap up here in just a couple minutes. So if I missed something, Sam, just type it in quick. Oh, Amber, I know. I was thinking the orange crush shawl. I was looking at that, and I think that was a summer cast on. A sign, use the pink, Diane says. No, I'm making headway. I'm making headway. I can get this done. Can I post the hat I made for my sister-in-law last year? When you mean in the did you post it in the Facebook group, Anne? Post it in the Facebook group for sure so everybody can see it. Tanya, I am so glad that you caught us live tonight too. We always have lots of fun Monday night, just chatting, and my plan is going forward, well, not every week to have a finish, because really chances of me getting these socks, well, I will not get a pair done this week. That is not going to happen. I mean, probably the best I could do would be one sock, but this is also Jocelyn and I's check-in week, which means that I will be spending the next few nights furiously working on the projects that I'm supposed to have finished for Thursday. So we'll hopefully come back Monday and I will have a good start on these socks. But I'm really hoping every week to come back and give you some details about the project that I worked on the week before. Hopefully it will be finished. Maybe some weeks it won't be. And then talk about the new yarn. And yes, hopefully just everybody will get some inspiration and maybe want to cast on with me. Sam, you finished 180 dishcloths last year. You were 6 short of beating your record, which was 185 in 2019. Well, Sam, that is obviously not a failure. I mean, 180, 185. Well done. Well done. Good for you. You should be super proud of yourself, because I can say fairly confidently that nobody else here that is watching this or who will watch the replay is going to come anywhere as close to 180 dishcloths. So Sam, you are still holding onto your title as the dishcloth queen. All right. Okay. I'm all wound. I am going to do just a regular long tail cast on for these socks. I'm not going to do anything fancy at all. My goal for this is just to get cast on quick and get a good start. Get this, at least this green stripe on the needles. And obviously I'm going to do this magic loop, which is not my most favorite way of knitting socks. I would definitely prefer either the little 9-inch circular or my DPNs to magic loop. But like a lot of times, this was the first and only spare needle that I could find in a 2.25. So this will do until I can maybe see if I can find a little 9-inch circular. So 2 at a time. I thought about that, Diane, but I am not a big 2 at a time sock knitter, and I should try that, but not this time. Maybe next month. I'm also going to want to do a few different heels this year as well. But I don't know. For the first one, I just really want to get it done. So this may just be a super simple cuff down sock. So I think I will basically just do my super simple cuff down sock pattern. And so that is, 2 inches of ribbing, the leg, heel flap and gusset, the toe, and then I will just add in the colors as I'm going. And I'm just thinking this is going to be color work, so I might want to go. This is my thought process, or sometimes lack of it. I'm just thinking if I should go up a needle size or if I will cast on more stitches. It's all right. I'm going to get it cast on. I may switch this to a bigger needle. I'll see what I can find for needle, but I'll keep you updated on what I eventually end up doing. I may go bigger needle. Maybe I will do the ribbing on a little smaller needle, and then I'll go bigger needle for the body of the sock. We'll see. Anyways, it wouldn't be a typical normal start if I didn't have to start it a couple of times. But that's okay. That kind of goes with the process when you're designing something anyways. You sometimes you got to do it and start and think, and then you got to backtrack and start again. But it's all part of the fun. All right, so add stitches after the cuff. Yes, that's a good option too, because I don't want my cuff to be too big, right? I like the size of my cuff done on a 2.25. So yes, I could. I think I'll just keep this. I think I'll do the cuff and then maybe go up to a 2.75 for the color work. All right, but officially started, you guys. Officially started. That is it for tonight. I think we better wrap up because we are well over our hour, and I typically do just like to keep it at an hour, but we had some extra stuff. The whole year in review stuff was a little bit extra, and it was pretty fun. I can't tell you how happy I am that I did do that review because it really, really surprised me in a good way, which is really, really nice. Okay, look at the veils and needle beside you. I know, I have no lack of needles. It's just, I don't know if this one was in there, but there's some random DPNs sitting in here, which this one looks like potential. Or maybe this one. Anyways, I will. I'll have to take a little peek at needles. But anyway, I think I will go work on the ribbing. So wish me luck on this sock. And I will do some posting in Instagram, so I'll keep you updated. And Thursday night, Jocelyn and I will be right back here. We're half an hour earlier. We start at 7:30 my time. And Jocelyn and I will have a little, I don't know, check-in to see what we did. I said I was going to have 3 finishes done. So we will see what I have done. Jocelyn was going to have some finishes too, so that'll always be lots of fun. So Thursday night, grab your knitting, sit back with us, and be prepared. Sometimes we do well, sometimes we don't. So you can join us Thursday night to see what the verdict is on that front. So happy knitting, everybody. Have a great week, and thank you so much for joining. Thanks for voting, and I will catch up with you guys all Thursday night and then again on Monday. Bye.